This is my first time meeting almost all of you. I want to introduce myself. My name is Dylan. As I get older, the students at my university call me Professor Dylan. You don't have to call me doctor or anything. Don't do that. I told my dad when I was shown around the University of California to not tell anyone that he was a dean or president, because I caught my reputation for the last 23 years working at the University of California being a relentless critic and opponent and enemy of the administration. So I told my dad, don't tell anybody you're a dean or president, you'll fuck up my reputation. And you know, my dad respected that. So he would hide that, and he would just be his humble self. So I want to say thank you for coming, especially to the students and former students, the faculty, co-workers, the staff, everyone else. On behalf of our mom, my dad's wife, Elizabeth, better known as Adelaide, the most, my brother Oni, who's in New York, my sister Yumi, who's right here in front of me, my spouse Setsu, Yumi's spouse Kevin, my dad's grandkids, Tyre, Sai, Alessia, and Amelia. I want to extend my deepest gratitude first to all the good people of Enderun for creating today's memorial, in particular, Jack Watson and Danny Perez, Michelle, Lisa. Thank you to everyone who's present by live stream. I actually have this going on my Facebook live page right now. So friend me on Facebook. And I'll say my dad was full of pride when he spoke with Enderun and his students, his faculty colleagues, his staff co-workers. I think he felt embraced and respected in the ways he deserved during his time there. I fondly remember how he took great joy in giving his grandchildren, my spouse, and me the tour of the grounds and facilities at Enderun, especially because Enderun makes the University of California at Riverside, where I work, look like such a fucking dump in comparison. We would like to thank as well, of course, the doctors, the nurses, the caretakers at St. Luke's Hospital, especially my dad's good friend, Dr. Ramos, who also took care of our Lolo, my dad's dad. I'm grateful for how all of you ensured that he was treated with peace, grace, and dignity in his last days. And rather than go on, I'd actually like to devote the remainder of my short time with you in front of this microphone by sharing an extraordinary memorial tribute to my dad written by his lifelong best friend and my Tito Walden Bello. Many of you here who've known my dad for a long time know that my dad and Tito Walden were best friends tracing to their elementary school days. Walden, for those of you that know his name, you already know this. For those of you that don't, look him up. He has since earned a global reputation as a paradigm-shifting scholar, a relentless organizer against martial law. I learned what martial law was through Tito Walden, through a Star Wars metaphor. Right? And I'm not going to say it out loud because I'm not able to go home after that. He's known as a renowned critic of the violence and structural adjustment policy. He's known as a relentless analyst of the scourge of neoliberal capitalism, all kinds of things. Tito Walden published more books than anyone can count, and possibly more essays and articles than God. I shouldn't say that, I'm in church. However, Tito Walden was not the valedictorian of the name. That was my dad. Tito Walden was a student in second grade. I'm pretty sure my dad held that over Tito Walden's head their entire lives. And I like telling this story almost as much as the other story you're about to hear through Tito Walden's tribute that I read, the one about my dad working as a secret agent when he was at the World Bank. So it's my privilege to close my comments by reading the following words of Tito Walden. I can think of no better way than to end with his reflections. He titles his reflections, Tribute of Former Congressman Walden Bello to his dear friend, Dr. Edgardo Rodriguez, Heritage Memorial Park. This was written yesterday, September 3, 2023. This is Tito Walden's words. Gregorio Rodriguez was a friend since we were in grade school at the Ateneo de Manila. Indeed, he was my best friend, and he said I was his best friend. His emails always began with the salutation, "Hi, best friend." In high school, he was the prefect of the sodality, and I was vice prefect. When I sent him a recent clipping about his being the top sodalist in high school and college, he sent me a note back laughing at how, with our accumulated sins against the Sixth Commandment, we would flunk the sodality test were we to take it now. I was a constant guest at Godoy and Bello's home in Virginia in the U.S. in the 1970s and early 1980s and saw his children grow up. One of them, my godson Dylan, became a good friend and colleague when he became a professor, and I contributed to a book on militarism in the Pacific, edited by his spouse, Setsu Chikamatsu. There's a side to Godoy's life that people don't know about, and this was his being an activist against the Marcos dictatorship. Sound familiar? While he was at the World Bank, he smuggled so many precious documents to me that detailed how the World Bank and the Marcos regime were working hand in hand to make the lives of our people more and more miserable. Many of those documents became the basis of the development debacle of the World Bank in the Philippines that contributed to the popular disaffection that brought down Marcos in 1986. Godoy took risks. Had he been discovered providing us with confidential material, he would have lost his job at the bank. And of course, how could I forget the time he joined me and other friends when we did a non-violent sit-in at the Philippine Embassy sometime in 1983 and was arrested along with the rest by the Washington police. If you don't believe me, there's a photo of him actually in the Washington Post. You can still find it. Godoy and I came back to the Philippines in the late 80s. I often visited him at the Asian Development Bank where he worked with my stepchildren, Yumi and Annette, who loved their Tito Godoy, who not only treated them to great lunches, but also evinced great interest in their lives and their future. My late wife, Ko, from Thailand, loved his gentleness and good humor, and the three of us always recall that great dinner we had in Prague in September 2000 amidst the turmoil and protests against the World Bank IMF meeting in that city. When I entered politics and became a member of Congress, Godoy was always generous in his contributions and, more important, in his moral support in my crusade for good governance. Over the last 7 years, however, I never got to see him, though in our email correspondence he was always warm as usual. We tried to set up meetings, but something always seemed to block his being able to make it. It was very unusual behavior, and I'm sure that it was not because he did not want to be seen with a person who was a staunch critic of Duterte, an opponent of Marcos Jr., and supporter of the unjustly imprisoned Senator Leila de Lima. I could not understand it, especially since in his emails he was so warm and reminiscing about our school days and continued to express a great desire for me. I'm really heartbroken that I was not able to see my best friend before he passed away. Farewell, dear friend, and I join your brothers and sisters, Bella, your children, Dylan, Yumi, and Oni, and the whole Rodriguez clan in mourning the loss of someone who made a difference in our lives. You will not be forgotten. I'll just end by saying thank you, everyone, for being here, and thank you to Tito Walden for these thoughts.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Not Dr. Dylan. It's somehow comforting to know that there is still a Dr. Rodriguez somewhere in the world remaining as we discussed. But on a different note, thank you so much for sharing your dad with all of us. Your generosity has reached such great rewards in all of the lives that your dad has touched. If there is any doubt in anyone's mind about this impact, they will just need to take a look around tonight at the tears, the laughter, the stories, and the memories that we've all shared. And if we take anything away from this evening, I hope it is the knowledge that when you love greatly, you will be loved greatly. And that when you serve, you will touch lives. And now we have come to the point of the service. I did that on purpose because I know you all have alcohol. We have come to the point of the service at which we will toast the life and legacy of our dearest president. As we all know, President knew and loved his liquor. And so what better way is there to celebrate him than by raising a glass in his honor? And to do so, I would like to call upon Dr. Raul Rodriguez and Ms. Yumi the President Ed's brother and daughter disciple to lead us in this final farewell.
Before I start, I would just like to take a picture for back home. The fan club, thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. As my brother mentioned, my name is Yumi. I am Ed, Dad's middle child. Although Dylan, my older brother, and Anthony, my younger brother, have PhDs and are doctors, I have the distinct honor of being called the princess.
Yes.
One and only daughter. So today, we can all raise our glass. It's very fitting. 19 years ago, Dad was at my wedding giving my toast as I married my husband, Kevin. And I'm here today to give a toast to him. And as we raise our glass in memory of Dad, Gadoy, Kuya, Dean Ed, let's take a moment of silence to remember the many ways he improved our lives and made this world a better place. Rest in peace, Dad.
Here.
The great, incomparable President of the UN has been many things to many people. I listed some words that describe Edgardo in the many messages that you sent, in the email messages that you sent. And this is some of the list of words. Caring leader, good friend, father, mentor, teacher, wisdom, generosity, laughter, guidance, sweet words, humility, conservative. No, I think that's the wrong word. Conversations. Inspiring, esteemed, unwavering dedication, visionary, unparalleled commitment, excellence, nurturing talents, building a legacy, deep connection, genuine care, guiding light, steadfast, class, wisdom and intelligence, and if I will add, a man for others, and the Athenian practicing magis, and pura personalis. So, can I invite everyone to raise their glasses as I propose a toast? Titans, raise your glasses as I propose a toast to the heart of Enderun, President and Dean Ed. Cheers.
It is now my duty and my honor to make the final charge. It will take 2 progressive steps that may take the rest of your lives. First, be different. Do not let others define success for you. Define your own meaning of success. Be the rule breakers, the disruptors of the 21st century. Let us break out of our comfort zones, break barriers, and disrupt to move the world forward. Second, make a difference. Make a positive difference in the lives of your families, friends, as well as in your communities and your country. By being different and making a difference, we can together drive forward the innovative spirit and purpose that we call Enderun.